So my name is Stephanie, and I am a director of customer success at a software startup for volume photographers. So my day-to-day looks pretty busy. We have a rapid growth rate, and then also the team itself is growing, the CS team. So my day-to-day it always looks different, but it's always pretty fast-paced.
How did you work before using Shift, and what was the struggle before you found Shift?
Yeah, the struggle was I was in a field where I was trying to ramp up. I had been a photographer before, so I knew kind of the product knowledge, but as far as really being like the hands and feet of a team and building that out and creating procedures and processes, lots of tabs open in the web browser. And so the computer being really bogged down and running really slow, and then also not remembering what tab was which. Everything seemed to take a little bit longer than it should have. And I didn't have the availability to have things at a moment's notice. So it made me feel like I was being a little bit unprofessional. So the days before Shift were longer for sure. And then I had other systems all over the place, and I didn't have a centralized source.
What was your moment, or if you can remember, like when you were like, gosh, I really wonder if there's a better way of doing things? Like, did you have a moment like that at all?
Yeah, the software that we use primarily internally is web-based. So just having multiple tabs of those open and noticing that the web browser was getting slower and slower and slower. And I was just like, there's got to be a better way to do this that I don't have to click over all of these different tabs basically to just get the access that I need or get the information that I need. I just wanted something that cooperated with a bunch of different applications. Also with my personal, like with Google Suite and things like that. I just needed something. Right. And it wasn't, I was opening all of these different programs on my computer as well as the web browser. And I was like, this is ridiculous. There's gotta be something easier out there. I will pay whatever to get it.
Right. It sounds like you really discovered it, and it's been almost 3 years now, and you haven't looked back, which is great.
No.
So how would you say Shift allows you to work better?
Yeah, it helps me stay focused. That focus button itself is really nice, especially when you are being asked to multitask. I can do that efficiently. Shift really helps me prioritize my days effectively and efficiently. And then also I do enjoy that I can have the same program. If I want, like with Intercom, there are some things as a director that I need access to that might be on like a different page versus like the main funnel of Intercom. And I like that I can add 2 of those to the Shift sidebar, which is really nice. Also, I can have, I have some big things happening personally, like with a house and remodeling and things like that. So it's nice to see those notifications pop up. So I'm not missing anything that's time sensitive. I'm not getting to it at the end of the day if there's something that's really pressing. So I really do appreciate that. Yeah, so this is some of the applications that I have. In addition, there's some other ones, so it's like Slack and Intercom and all that kind of stuff. But then I also have my 2 email accounts, which is really helpful. I do have, we have a community online. So having social media is important to have on there. And I love that it integrates with that as well. Presentation tools, Visme, it's really nice. And then syncing up with Apple, because sometimes I'm like, I have an idea and I have to write down my note, like a note or something. I'm not at my computer, and it's nice that I can just do that and it'll automatically sync up. Google Meet, 2 of those, and then Telegram for communications as well. Yeah. And Grammarly. Can't say enough about Grammarly.
You mentioned the mute notifications, or the I can't remember what you called it, but I guess
the focus.
Yeah, the focus. What would you say would that be maybe like your favorite feature in Shift, or is there something else that you really love about it?
I really do like the focus. I also do like how Shift's notifications are prioritized over Apple's using a MacBook. So I really do like that. It just seems to it provides a little bit more information and it goes away.
Yeah.
So Focus is like, it actually does do that. I've noticed sometimes comparing Focus with Apple versus Shift, there are some things that are prioritized, and I may not, it may be that's definitely user error with Mac, but I noticed that with Shift, it's one click and I'm not hearing from anyone. So it's really nice.
One of the things I guess that we sometimes hear from folks is, they're maybe first just discovering Shift.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I pay for this and not just like use my browser? Like, why would I pay for this platform that seems really simple, but it doesn't really seem all that different from a browser? And so, given the experience and how long you've been with us and leading a team and everything, like, what would you say to those people if you could talk to them?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think if I could communicate to them that your time is valuable, it's always going to be, in my personal belief, it's quality over quantity. And I wanted my life back. I set pretty ambitious goals professionally, and I needed systems in place in order to achieve those goals. Shift was that resource to create that system in order to achieve my goals. I had to do things rather quickly, and a browser it didn't provide the visual component that I needed, the speed and the productivity.
Is there anything else you wanted to maybe add that I didn't touch on?
I appreciate the emails that you guys send out for like productivity and different things like that. It's really nice to see those visual markers to see like if I feel like the previous work week was a little bit stressful or I don't feel like I got enough stuff done, I can actually see the correlation between that email and my productivity from the Shift emails. So I really appreciate that. And I also love the forward thinking and the upfront communication you have with your client base. You're not above taking feedback and really using that to engineer and deploy improvements to the product. So that's huge. I mean, I remember like there were some things that like Grammarly wasn't like consistently going through, and it didn't take that long before it was everywhere in Shift and within all my programs. And I was just like, they get it. They get it.
Yeah.